What's up, YouTube? This is D from Brooklyn with the Sunday swim of the almost grand opening of the 6 foot 70 gallon container pond tub, which has been filling up with rainwater. I'm doing a little bit different. I'm doing things this year, but one thing that I had to start with is the chicken wire. If you guys remember, I had to really protect this tub because raccoon or something, cat and all this crap had got in there and like created a big mess last year. But what I did find is that that chicken wire stainless steel, my butt, it had been rusting. So I went over it with some exterior paint, and I have the mesh that I originally had on top of the chicken wire and below it, just to make sure that nothing ends up in the water. It did complete the whole summer last year with no problem, but just a little protection. I also went over the wood to try to give it a little added protection because you wouldn't think you got all these animals in Brooklyn that are going to create havoc, but you actually do. So the mesh screen top, if you guys are going to do a container pond, you definitely want to have something protecting it or covering it, because birds will come down, swoop down, and grab your fish. They definitely will. First opportunity they get, they will jump in your pond, create a mess. As the rule of thumb is, if anything bad can happen, it will happen or could happen. So it's just I just had to show you guys that in case you're planning on doing something like that. And basically it's just one by ones. I just made a frame. I have some hinges that I got from the five and dime brass hinges. I went over those with the silicone spray that protects cars and things so that they wouldn't rust. And I went over them a little bit as well. And I attached a one by one through here, as you can see, with stainless screws, and it holds. And I got a little clip on here so that when I hold the thing open, I just hook it up here, and it stays open. Actually, let me do that now. It makes sense. Let's put that on there so I don't have to hold it. All right, and that holds it open. I'm gonna put a little hole with a little screw holder just to do that legit, but for the time being, that has been holding it. And as you can see, the tub is filled with water. I didn't fill it. This is good old-fashioned rainwater. I really didn't intend on filling it like this. It's green water, which is rainwater with leaf litter in it, which is probably the best water for raising fish, and I'm going to tell you why. One thing I'll state first is, when you have sitting water outside, you want to make sure it's moving. You don't want to have mosquito larvae and everything in that water cultivating. But on the good side, when you put fish in here, they will feed off of that larva, microbacteria, and all of those things in the water. So yeah, my hands are dry and ashy because I'm in the water, and I don't want to put anything on my hands that will transfer into the water. But anyway, this is good old rainwater. It has been filling. We have had ridiculous rain up north here in New York and PA the last couple of days, so I took advantage of that, and I filled my tub with the rainwater. I got it supported. I really went over my supports with some cinder block and some flat support so it doesn't sink into the ground, and I'm trying to keep it level. As it rains, these tubs will fill with more and more water, and they get really, really heavy, and that becomes a pain in the neck. I have my dried branches from my ivy in the front yard here, and let them dry for a few weeks, and they are dry. They will also transfer tannins into the water. The leaf litter, as I mentioned, is in there. I have this plant. I forgot. I believe it's morning glory. Probably wrong. I think it's a variety of morning glory. It grows like a weed in my yard, so it grows in the water very, very easy. All it has to do is have wet feet, and it's almost impossible to kill it. So I'm using that to remove nutrients from the water. I'm going to have some kabamba from the greenhouse and some other plants from the greenhouse that I'm going to move out shortly. I got some pennywort that I took from the tank inside, that I brought inside from the tub last year. I'm bringing some back outside, and that's a good way of oh wow, there was a piece in here from last year. Look at this. It was in the tub already, and it's growing back. Look at that. Life finds a way. But anyway, yeah, I'm keeping that really simple. I always end up with duckweed in these things. I hate that duckweed. It's a good thing, but it like takes over and you have to constantly take it out. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen this year, but it probably will because I didn't scrub out the tub, so I'm sure there's duckweed in there. And getting back to the note about like mosquito and thing like that, larvae, they have mosquito discs for ponds that you can break off and drop in your tub that will keep the mosquitoes from breeding. I believe it sterilizes or something, and it's fish safe. They make it for ponds. I have one in the house. I'll probably break it off and use that a little bit later, but I will first choose which fish I'm going to put in here, and I really have not decided yet. I have my paradise fish pair that I may move outside probably later on in June when it is consistently warm. It still gets chilly here at night, and I don't want to put them at risk. They are very, very cold tolerant. I've had those paradise fish outside up into November of last year, so they're very cold tolerant fish. Let's go over to the greenhouse a minute here, and I want to show you something. Everything is sprouting. Even my tomato plant is sprouting. I'm not gonna open everything up, but if you can see them, there are the white clouds. Look at those. There's no pump in there. There's nothing in there but them. And they're feeding off the algae and all of that green on the side of the tubs. They've been feeding off of that and microfauna that is in the water. There's probably about 6 or 7 of them in there, and they are chilling. There's no pump, no filter, no nothing in there. Oh, actually, I forgot what that plant is, but look at that sprouting up in the corner. If I can squeeze in there, look at that. Life finds a way, baby. I also keep leaf. Oh, there's a rock I was looking for. Jeez, I forgot I put in here my little round rock. I was looking for that a minute ago. And a flower pot that I'm sure I was looking for also. Yeah, it's funny when you're not looking for it, it turns up. But just to show you guys that those guys are chilling, so those are the fish, first fish of the year. This is the saltwater. I tried a little Demsel in here. He did not make it. I believe they are very, very sensitive to the temperature. They're tropical fish, so that guy did not make it, and I was very sad about that. My one test Demsel. So I'm gonna have to wait until the temperature gets consistently warm before I add anything in there. But yeah, that's the deal. So that is the first of the year, and everything is coming to life. You can see the grapevine is coming to life. The pond is filling with water, and it's good old-fashioned rainwater. So far, 0 buckaroos have been spent on this tub. Now, I originally got this tub off of Craigslist. Shout out to my aquaponics crew out there in Bushwick, Brooklyn, who hooked me up with this. Shout out to them. Want more information on them? I'll try to pull their website and post it on our Facebook page. I got the solar power pumps here. I'm priming them to see if they're still working because I had them for quite a few years. I probably have to get a couple more. I'm going to rig them up on the trellis, which I keep up there for my solar powered pumps. I got to get the ladder out because I'm short. So that is how I power my ponds. I just built that once again with one. Oh, I should have painted that now that I'm thinking about it since I had to paint out. But anyway. That's how I power everything. Solar power, no electricity, which is why it's very important to have plants that will process the water and actually create oxygen-rich environment for the fish. And the green water is really nutrient-rich stabilizer for fish like plecos, which I had in here. I won't do that again because when the water gets green, you can't catch them. I couldn't see them. It was absolutely impossible to catch them guys out of here. So I won't do that. But leave in the comments below what fish you think would be a good idea to breed out in the tub this year. Lots of room. When they get to swimming, they got lots of room. They're really quick to breed outside. Most fish breed really quickly outside. So that's going to be it for me. This is D signing out, trying to keep it simple, short, affordable, and just do what we do. You know, I do the fresh, I do the salt, I do whatever I can do. So, love, peace, and hair grease. Till next time, this is me. I'm out. See you guys. I'll give you the long shot.